I found it fascinating that, in the post game, you told our Eric Williams, look, that's the furthest that I've run in any football game in college or the NFL. But you also had 118 rush yards in that game. You had all of 227 in 4 years in AU. So you're not actually telling us, anything that we shouldn't already know. But again, I wanted to commend you for that, because it's not a lot of quarterbacks that want to lean into that or know that they have it in the bag and can go get it. You mentioned Coach Bart and just what this offense allows for you and how simple it is. We're talking about KJ Costello, who comes in not just off the street, but having not played football in a year. I mean, so little that he's a scratch golfer, which I'm sure is going to annoy some people that you can just go out there and do that if you're KJ. But what have you picked up from Coach Andrus that has made you a better quarterback?
I think for him, he's a very calming presence in the quarterback room. I've had a lot of different coaches, and I find myself, I thrive pretty well in a calm environment. I try to stay as calm as I can. I know, when I get out on the field, I get a little fired up and all that stuff, but at the quarterback position, especially when you're making those decisions, you do have to have a level head. And I think that's one thing Coach Bart does very well is he never, you never come to the sideline and he's, never yelling at you like you're an idiot or anything like that. He does, he just talks about, what went wrong, how we're going to fix it, talks to the guys in the booth, and we all work together to find a solution. So just that calming presence he brings is really awesome.
I found it fascinating to hear his play calls to you and how you receive them and relay them in the huddle. But one of the things that this broadcast at Fox Sports puts on that I think is really outstanding, I wish more football broadcasts had it, were these mic'd up segments. And you had one of my favorite of the year in the divisional final against the New Jersey Generals. And I want to have the audience take a listen to that with us and your reaction to it.
Hey guys, also, let's keep it clean, man. I don't care if someone punches me in the face. They're not going to be here next week. We are. Right? You good? Yeah. You good?
So in this clip, again, you're saying, hey, I don't care if I get hit in the face. We're going to be playing next week, and they're not. That's part of that fiery personality that I was alluding to earlier in the interview. And yet there it is again. Is it something that you just turn on or something you have all the time? Because you don't seem like that kind of guy when you're talking to Brock on the sidelines. You get in the huddle, all of a sudden you're a linebacker playing quarterback.
Yeah, no, I don't know where it comes from. It's probably just the competitive edge that I get when I step between those lines, because when I step off the field, I don't care if you hit me 15 times. We'll, dap up, we'll shake hands, and we'll go out and hang out together. But as soon as you cross those lines, it's fair game. Let's have some fun. We're competing to win a championship. And that's one thing about me, whether it's, ping pong, pickup basketball, professional football, I'm going to try, and I'm going to try very hard. So, in that moment, we had just had a moment where, there was a little scuffle, and I'm trying to get the guys, fired up with the same time, understand, the situation where, hey, 15 yards can cost us, but understand that, I'm there and I got their back, and I know they got my back. But, if if the other team does something stupid, they don't have to do something stupid back. So just, trying to understand, because I get it, they see the quarterback get, pushed this and that, they want to back me up, but hey, I'll be all right. I'm a tough guy, and, let's keep going and roll into this playoff game, which we eventually did. Yeah.
I do need to underscore for folks that didn't watch the game in its entirety. I'm at the Pro Football Hall of Fame Stadium watching this, and it got not just emotional and chippy toward the end, but very exciting, right? For those that don't know, there were 2 punt returns for touchdowns in this game, and I think we had all of 1 for the first 10 weeks of the season. You had a really great understanding of what had just transpired when Maurice Alexander took one back to win you guys the football game. What were you thinking on the sideline as, you expect to go back out there and have to try to lead the team to a game-winning score?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I tell these guys, and I've said it many times out in the media too, is, my message is one play at a time. It doesn't matter if we're down 1 score, we're down 3 scores. All we can do is control that next play that coach calls. So, if we're there and, and guys start to get a little antsy, just think about the next play. And I just keep reminding them of that, just purely because, some guys have different approaches to it. Some guys get a little fired up, and, and, you know, maybe forget the play or this or that, and try to have that calming, okay, here we go, next play, let's get the job done. Doesn't matter, like I said, what play it is, if it's a big third down, if it's 1st and 10. So that's the way we try to approach those situations. And luckily, as I was saying that, Hard Time caught the ball and took it all the way down the sideline. And I can't even remember. I'm sitting there going, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening, as he's running right past me, which was one of the coolest moments of my football career. And so happy for that guy. And I couldn't pick a more deserving guy to win that football game, because let's be honest, that's what he did for us.
You all are one of my favorite teams to cover this year, in large part because there's so many personalities and great stories, Hard Time being one of them, right? Another Jordan Moore, a guy who could have been, I think, running the Olympics at 110-meter hurdles, just wants to play professional football. Channing Stribling, right? Probably the best cornerback in this league, and a guy you got to see in practice, just wants to play professional football. One of the things that I think the USFL does best is give folks like yourself an opportunity to play professional football. So I need to ask this in the way that I've asked every player who's been gracious enough to sit where you are and field my questions. Why did you want this opportunity to play in the USFL?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. You brought so many guys that have crazy, cool stories, and you ever get a chance to sit down and talk with them, it's an awesome conversation. But I'm here because I love football, and I think I can keep it plain and simple. Like we talked a little bit about my competitiveness, but the great thing about football, and one of the cool things about playing quarterback, is you're never done learning the sport. You know, I don't care if you're Peyton Manning or, you know, a little kid first picking up a ball for the first time. There's always something else you can learn about the game. You know, I just remember watching clips of, you know, Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, and they'll break down these plays, simple plays, and they'll talk for hours and hours about it. And I think that's why I always keep coming back to the game, because it's so cool, and you're never done. You know, you're never done, and you haven't learned everything.
You are benefiting quite a bit from the USFL, and you talked about why you love football, but I need to ask, what's it like to have your parents and your fiance Tyler on hand in Canton to watch you get to play for a championship this weekend?
Oh, it's awesome. You know, I think there's a moment, you know, in every guy's college career, and I don't know how, you know, maybe those first round draft picks or that, you know, what they think, but you think, well, is this my last time I suited up and got in a game? And so just the opportunity for them to be there and see me play again, it always makes me emotional a little bit, you know, because I think back, you know, my last college game, I think I lost an overtime game to Idaho. It was like 60-57. I had one of the best games of my career, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, is this the way I'm going to go out? And so now just to be able to play again and appreciate the game, I think I have a newfound appreciation for not playing for almost 2 years there. So just the opportunity, and now I'm, you know, playing for a championship, and it's so exciting. And both my fiance and my mom and dad will be there next week. So just can't wait. Super excited for it.
Well, good luck to you and the Philadelphia Stars, as well as the Birmingham Stallions, this weekend when you play for the inaugural USFL Championship. Case Cookus, thank you so much for joining us here on the Number One Ranked Show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for watching this video. And remember, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any other videos on the Number One Ranked Show YouTube channel.